Have you ever felt like your energy suddenly crashes after breakfast? Like your body's battery drains halfway through the morning? Even if you ate healthy, you're not alone. Many older adults assume fatigue, foggy thinking, or even joint pain is just part of aging. But what if the real culprit is something far sneakier? Something hiding right in your bowl or sandwich? What if certain grains, the ones we were told to eat for fiber and heart health, are quietly sabotaging your blood sugar, day after day? Picture your bloodstream like a calm river. The wrong grain is like dumping sugar into that river, creating floods, crashes, and long-term erosion. Most people over 60 grew up believing that whole wheat bread was a healthy choice, that oatmeal was a breakfast of champions, and that cereals were a smart start to the day. But science has taken a different turn. Today, researchers are uncovering how specific grains spike blood sugar levels almost as aggressively as candy. The kicker? These grains often wear a healthy disguise, full of fiber, low in fat, heart-healthy labels. But under the surface, they trigger insulin surges, inflammation, and can quietly contribute to type 2 diabetes, weight gain, and even memory issues. It's a nutritional betrayal, and it's time to expose it. But don't worry, there's a bright side. Because just as some grains cause chaos, others do the opposite. They stabilize, protect, and nourish your body like true allies. In this video, we're going to reveal the 4 grains you need to avoid if you want to protect your blood sugar, followed by 4 grains that can actually help you stay sharp, energized, and strong, even after 60. Let's begin with the hidden troublemakers first, and then we'll move on to the grains your body will thank you for. Number 4. Whole wheat bread. Whole wheat bread often wears a health halo, promoted as a better choice than white bread for anyone concerned about fiber, heart health, or digestion. But the truth is, for adults over 60, this bread might be doing more harm than good. The way the flour is processed, finely milled and stripped of many natural components, turns it into a fast-absorbing carbohydrate. That means it enters the bloodstream rapidly, spiking blood sugar almost as quickly as refined sugar. The impact is subtle but constant, creating hidden stress for anyone already struggling with insulin resistance or fatigue. Many seniors trust whole wheat bread because it appears in diet plans and doctor recommendations, but that trust can be misplaced. Store-bought versions often include added sugars like honey or molasses, and emulsifiers to improve shelf life. These ingredients not only increase the glycemic impact, but also contribute to inflammation in the body. Inflammation, especially chronic low-grade inflammation, is a major driver of fatigue, joint pain, and even cognitive decline. Eating what seems like a healthy sandwich could be quietly working against your well-being every single day. Another issue is portion control. A single slice of whole wheat bread might not seem like much, but it's rarely eaten alone. Toast for breakfast, a sandwich for lunch, maybe even a slice with soup at dinner. These add up. For a body that processes carbohydrates more slowly after 60, this regular intake of fast-acting grains keeps blood sugar elevated throughout the day. Over time, this increases belly fat, decreases insulin sensitivity, and can worsen prediabetes. What's worse, many don't feel the damage until it becomes visible through symptoms. You may notice things like brain fog after meals, energy crashes by mid-afternoon, or persistent stiffness, especially in the morning. These issues are often blamed on age, but they may actually be rooted in what's on your plate. For those over 60, blood sugar stability is critical to preserving energy, memory, and mobility. Whole wheat bread, unfortunately, disrupts that balance far more than it supports it. Its effects are not immediate, but they are steady, and over the months and years they matter. Even homemade whole wheat bread isn't a guaranteed safe choice. The flour itself, no matter how organic or fresh, still acts quickly in the digestive system. Without enough fat, fiber, or protein to slow the absorption, it behaves much like a refined carb. That means more insulin, more inflammation, and more hidden damage. So while whole wheat may sound like a smart swap, for many older adults, it's simply a disguised source of metabolic stress. Number 3. Oatmeal. Oatmeal has earned a reputation as the breakfast of champions. It's warm, filling, and easy to prepare, especially appealing for those over 60 who seek comfort in familiar routines. But not all oatmeal is created equal, and for many seniors, this morning staple could be causing more harm than good. Instant or quick-cook oats have been stripped of their natural fibers and broken down in ways that make them digest far too fast. That means they hit your bloodstream like a sugar surge, even without a spoonful of sweetener added. It's like eating pre-chewed starch, and the body reacts accordingly, with a big spike in blood sugar. When that spike hits, your pancreas springs into action, pumping out insulin to bring sugar levels back down. For someone in their 60s or 70s, whose metabolic flexibility has already declined, this sharp response can be exhausting. It's not just about weight gain. These surges, repeated over time, increase the risk of insulin resistance, which is closely tied to fatigue, belly fat, and even memory loss. What feels like a healthy start to the day might be slowly wearing out your body's sugar management system. And it's not just what's in the oats. It's often what we add to them without realizing the impact. Toppings like bananas, raisins, honey, or maple syrup turn a simple bowl into a sugar bomb. Even dried fruit, often perceived as a healthful choice, is highly concentrated in sugars. Combine that with low fiber from processed oats, and you have a breakfast that enters the bloodstream rapidly and leaves you hungry a couple of hours later. That leads to snacking, grazing, and more insulin spikes, keeping your blood sugar in a constant state of chaos. Over time, this instability contributes to brain fog, fatigue, and the dreaded post-lunch crash. What's also misunderstood is the idea that oatmeal fills you up. It may give that feeling at first, especially when hot, but because it lacks sufficient fat or protein to balance the carbs, the satiety doesn't last. The body burns through it quickly, leading to sudden hunger. This creates a cycle. Eat oatmeal, feel full, crash, snack, and repeat. For older adults trying to manage appetite, weight, or energy levels, this cycle becomes a hidden enemy, masked as a well-intentioned breakfast habit. It's a slow erosion of vitality that few suspect. Even homemade oatmeal from rolled or steel-cut oats isn't completely safe unless carefully balanced. When eaten alone, it still causes blood sugar to rise quickly. And because many seniors eat it daily, thinking it's the safer option, the damage builds slowly unnoticed. Most never link their tiredness, mood swings, or stubborn belly fat back to that warm morning bowl. But the body keeps score. For those over 60, small changes in breakfast habits can mean the difference between steady energy and silent inflammation. Number 2. Brown rice. Brown rice is often seen as the healthier cousin of white rice, a whole grain rich in fiber, vitamins, and minerals. But when it comes to blood sugar, especially in people over 60, brown rice may not be as innocent as it seems. While it does digest a bit more slowly than white rice, it still ranks moderately high on the glycemic index. That means it can cause a noticeable spike in blood sugar after a meal, especially when eaten in large portions. For older adults with slower metabolism and reduced insulin sensitivity, that spike can be hard to manage. The problem is volume. Brown rice is commonly served as a base for meals. Think big bowls, stir-fries, or casseroles. It soaks up sauces, making it easy to overeat without realizing it. A single cup of cooked brown rice contains around 45 grams of carbohydrates. For a body that's less efficient at processing glucose after age 60, this can overwhelm the system. Blood sugar rises sharply, insulin floods in, and if this happens repeatedly, it pushes the body closer to insulin resistance and fat storage, especially around the waist. Another issue is anti-nutrients. Brown rice contains phytic acid, which can interfere with the absorption of key minerals like magnesium and zinc. For older adults, this is especially important. These minerals play a role in blood sugar regulation, immune strength, and even mental clarity. If brown rice is eaten frequently, and especially if it isn't soaked or prepared properly, it can slowly rob the body of the very nutrients it needs to function optimally. Over time, this subtle depletion can lead to fatigue, foggy thinking, and weakened resilience. There's also the hidden risk of arsenic. Studies have found that rice, particularly brown rice, can contain higher levels of inorganic arsenic, a toxic element linked to increased cancer risk and cardiovascular issues. Because brown rice retains the outer bran, it absorbs and holds more of these environmental toxins. For older adults already facing age-related cellular stress, adding this kind of chemical burden through diet may further compromise long-term health. And unfortunately, rinsing the rice before cooking doesn't remove it entirely. Despite its reputation, brown rice may not be the ideal staple for people trying to stabilize blood sugar and reduce inflammation. It's not about fearing rice, but understanding how it affects your body now. Not 20 years ago. Age changes how we respond to food. What worked in our 30s may now be part of the problem. For many older adults, reducing or replacing brown rice with lower glycemic options has led to more stable energy, better digestion, and fewer cravings. Number 1. Corn products, cornmeal, cornflakes, etc. Corn is deeply woven into the American diet, and for many older adults, it's a nostalgic comfort. Cornbread, cornflakes, tortillas, and grits are everyday staples across the country. But when it comes to blood sugar, corn-based products can be some of the most disruptive. Corn is a starchy grain with a high glycemic index, meaning it converts rapidly into glucose after eating. For someone over 60 whose ability to process sugar is already declining, this can lead to steep blood sugar spikes, followed by crashes that drain energy and mood. Breakfast cereals made from corn, like cornflakes or puffed corn, are especially problematic. These ultra-processed foods are often loaded with added sugars and refined oils, yet marketed as light or heart-healthy. In reality, they digest so quickly that they behave almost identically to candy. The effect is immediate. Blood sugar soars, insulin is released in excess, and the body stores the excess glucose as fat. For seniors trying to manage weight or avoid type 2 diabetes, this daily sugar bomb disguised as breakfast is a major setback. Cornmeal, often used in muffins, pancakes, or grits, might feel more natural, but the impact is similar. It lacks the fiber needed to slow digestion, and even when eaten in savory dishes, it still delivers a fast hit of carbohydrates. That fast hit puts your pancreas into overdrive. Over time, this creates a state of chronic insulin response, one that contributes not only to metabolic disease, but to inflammation, joint pain, and even brain fog. The comfort food of yesterday becomes the metabolic stressor of today. It's also worth noting that most corn in the U.S. is genetically modified and grown with heavy pesticide use. Residues of these chemicals can linger in corn-based products and may negatively affect gut health, especially in older adults with more sensitive digestive systems. Corn also contains compounds that can feed bad gut bacteria when eaten in excess, leading to bloating, irregularity, and immune imbalances. All of these are often brushed off as normal aging, when in fact, the root might lie on your plate. Now that we've uncovered the grains that secretly harm your blood sugar, it's time to shift focus. Because not all grains are the enemy. In fact, some can be powerful allies in stabilizing energy, protecting your heart, and supporting your brain. In the next section, we'll reveal 4 grains your body actually thrives on. Grains that nourish instead of inflame. Let's discover the ones that truly belong on your plate. Number 4. Quinoa. Quinoa may look like a grain, but it's technically a seed. And that's good news for your blood sugar. Unlike traditional grains, quinoa is naturally high in protein and fiber, which slow down digestion and help prevent sharp glucose spikes. For older adults, this makes quinoa a valuable ally. It provides long-lasting energy without the crash, helping to keep blood sugar levels more stable throughout the day. Its low glycemic index and complete protein profile make it especially useful for anyone trying to improve metabolism or fight inflammation. One of quinoa's biggest strengths is its balance of macronutrients. While rice and wheat are mostly starch, quinoa delivers a combination of complex carbohydrates, fiber, and all 9 essential amino acids. That means it supports muscle maintenance and recovery, key for anyone over 60 dealing with age-related muscle loss or weakness. Maintaining muscle mass is one of the best ways to improve insulin sensitivity and overall glucose control. And since quinoa contains magnesium and iron, it also supports nerve health and oxygen circulation. Another advantage is its versatility. Quinoa can be served hot or cold, sweet or savory. It works in soups, salads, breakfast bowls, or as a simple side dish. And because it has a light, nutty flavor, it blends well with herbs, spices, and healthy fats like olive oil or avocado. For seniors looking to simplify meals without sacrificing nutrition, quinoa is a reliable option. It cooks quickly, stores well, and doesn't cause the digestive discomfort that many grain-based dishes can provoke. Digestive health is another area where quinoa shines. It's naturally gluten-free and easier on the stomach than many whole grains. For older adults with sensitivities or mild digestive issues, quinoa offers nourishment without irritation. Its fiber feeds good gut bacteria, supporting a balanced microbiome and regular digestion. That, in turn, affects everything from immune health to mental clarity. Many people find that replacing rice or pasta with quinoa helps them feel lighter, more energized, and less bloated after meals. For anyone over 60 trying to maintain steady energy, reduce inflammation, and support brain and heart health, quinoa checks every box. It's not a magic cure, but it is a strategic food choice that works with your body, not against it. The more you replace refined carbs with nutrient-dense options like quinoa, the more you allow your metabolism to breathe and recover. It's one of the simplest yet most powerful swaps you can make on your journey to better health. Number 3. Barley. Barley is one of the oldest cultivated grains in the world, and for good reason. It's packed with a unique type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan, which forms a gel-like substance in the digestive tract. This gel slows the absorption of glucose into the bloodstream, helping to flatten the blood sugar curve after meals. For people over 60 whose insulin response may be less efficient, barley acts like a natural buffer, reducing spikes, curbing cravings, and supporting more even energy levels throughout the day. What makes barley especially powerful is its ability to improve insulin sensitivity. Studies show that eating barley regularly can lead to measurable improvements in how the body handles glucose, even in people with prediabetes. Unlike rice or wheat, which are mostly starch, barley contains a more complex mix of nutrients that work with your body's rhythms instead of against them. This makes it particularly helpful for older adults trying to manage metabolic health while still enjoying satisfying meals. Another major benefit of barley is satiety. Thanks to its fiber and texture, it helps you feel fuller for longer, reducing the urge to snack between meals. For seniors working to maintain a healthy weight or reduce belly fat, this is a big win. The slow digestion also prevents the rapid energy swings that lead to fatigue or mental fog. You may find that a bowl of barley soup or a warm grain salad keeps you sharp and steady well into the afternoon, something refined carbs simply can't offer. Barley also supports heart health, which is closely linked to blood sugar stability. Its fiber helps lower LDL cholesterol, and its antioxidant compounds reduce inflammation in the blood vessels. This combination protects arteries, improves circulation, and lowers the overall risk of heart disease. Critical concerns for anyone past 60. And since cardiovascular and metabolic health go hand in hand, barley serves as a dual-action food that strengthens both systems at once. Cooking barley is simple, and it blends well into soups, stews, or as a substitute for rice in many dishes. Pearl barley is the most common form, though hulled barley retains more nutrients. Either option provides benefits, especially when paired with vegetables and healthy fats. For seniors looking to reclaim stable energy, better digestion, and a more balanced blood sugar response, barley is a time-tested grain that still deserves a place at the table today. Number 2. Buckwheat. Despite its name, buckwheat isn't related to wheat at all. It's actually a seed, and for older adults aiming to control blood sugar, this is fantastic news. Buckwheat is naturally gluten-free and rich in complex carbohydrates that digest slowly, helping to keep glucose levels stable after meals. What makes buckwheat special is a compound called rutin, a powerful antioxidant that supports blood vessel health and reduces inflammation. That's particularly valuable for people over 60, when circulation and vascular function become more fragile with age. Buckwheat also has a unique amino acid profile. It's high in lysine, which helps the body repair tissues and maintain muscle, a critical concern for seniors facing natural muscle loss. Muscle is one of the body's best tools for regulating blood sugar, so protecting it through diet is key. Unlike typical grains, buckwheat provides these proteins alongside resistant starch, which acts like fiber and feeds beneficial gut bacteria. This 1-2 punch helps reduce blood sugar spikes while improving digestion and immune resilience. Another standout feature of buckwheat is how it helps you feel satisfied. Thanks to its dense texture and high fiber content, it promotes a strong feeling of fullness after eating. That reduces the likelihood of reaching for sugary snacks or overeating between meals. For older adults managing appetite, this can help break the cycle of hunger spikes and crashes. And since buckwheat also contains magnesium, it supports better sleep, nerve function, and insulin regulation. A trio of benefits especially important later in life. Buckwheat is incredibly versatile in the kitchen. It can be used as whole groats, known as kasha, in flour form for pancakes or crepes, or even as a base for porridge. Its nutty, earthy flavor pairs well with savory or sweet dishes, giving seniors plenty of room for creativity without relying on processed carbs. It's a grain substitute that doesn't feel like a compromise, just a better option that supports health goals more directly and more sustainably. For those who experience bloating or discomfort from traditional grains, buckwheat offers a gentle alternative that doesn't sacrifice nourishment. It's easy to digest, naturally anti-inflammatory, and helps regulate energy in a way that aligns with the needs of an aging body. Choosing buckwheat over refined flours or high-glycemic starches can make a noticeable difference, not just in blood sugar numbers, but in how you feel day to day. Number 1. Millet. Millet is a small, golden grain that's been a dietary staple in parts of Africa and Asia for thousands of years, but it's finally gaining attention in the US for its blood sugar benefits. Unlike many grains, millet has a very low glycemic index, meaning it digests slowly and releases glucose into the bloodstream at a steady pace. For adults over 60, this translates into better energy, fewer crashes, and improved blood sugar control throughout the day. It's also naturally gluten-free and gentle on digestion, making it a smart alternative to rice or pasta. What sets millet apart is its high content of magnesium, a mineral essential for proper insulin function and muscle health. As we age, magnesium deficiencies become more common, especially in people taking certain medications or dealing with chronic stress. Millet helps restore this balance naturally. It also contains phosphorus, B vitamins, and antioxidants that support brain function and reduce cellular damage, which are vital for maintaining vitality and mental clarity during the aging process. Millet is also a prebiotic grain, meaning it feeds the good bacteria in your gut. A healthy gut microbiome is directly linked to improved blood sugar control, better immune function, and lower levels of inflammation. Many seniors experience digestive sluggishness, but incorporating millet regularly can promote regularity and help calm bloating or gas. It's a grain that not only supports blood sugar balance, but also strengthens the foundational systems that keep the body resilient and responsive. Culinarily, millet is incredibly versatile. It can be served as a warm breakfast cereal, a fluffy rice substitute, or even baked into breads and muffins. Its mildly sweet, nutty flavor pairs well with both savory and sweet dishes. For seniors trying to simplify their diet while increasing nutrition, millet is easy to cook and easy to love. With just water and a pinch of salt, it turns into a hearty, nourishing base for all kinds of meals, and it's far more affordable than many so-called superfoods. Choosing millet isn't just about avoiding blood sugar spikes. It's about creating meals that actively restore balance to the body. It provides the nutrients your system needs without the blood sugar chaos of refined carbs. For older adults looking to stay independent, sharp, and active, adding millet to the weekly routine is a small but powerful step. It's proof that food doesn't have to be complicated or exotic to be healing. It just has to work with your body, not against it. They say aging is just a number, but anyone past 60 knows it's also about how you feel each day. Your joints, your energy, your clarity. They whisper truths your birth certificate can't show. And while many people assume these changes are inevitable, the truth is far more hopeful. Because every bite you take is either fueling the fire or calming it. And if you've spent years unknowingly eating grains that spike your blood sugar, today can be the day you begin to shift. The path forward doesn't start in a pharmacy. It starts on your plate. Imagine waking up without that heavy, foggy feeling. Imagine moving through your day without the sudden crashes, the desperate need for a nap, or the cravings that seem to come out of nowhere. These aren't dreams. They're the natural result of a body fed what it truly needs. And as we've seen, not all grains are the enemy. When you remove the ones that inflame and replace them with those that nourish, your body responds. Sometimes in subtle ways. Sometimes in ways that feel almost miraculous. For many older adults, this journey is about more than numbers on a glucose monitor. It's about reclaiming control. Reclaiming meals that don't leave you bloated or tired. Reclaiming strength in your muscles, sharpness in your mind, peace in your gut. It's about remembering that the body you live in today is still capable of healing, adapting, and thriving, even after decades of habits that didn't serve you. Food isn't just fuel. It's information, and the right foods speak to your body in a language it understands. The beauty of these changes is that they're simple. You don't need expensive powders or fancy plans. You just need awareness. Swapping wheat for quinoa, rice for barley, cereal for buckwheat. One small change at a time, building momentum. And the more your body feels the difference, the easier it becomes to keep going. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency. And when you choose grains that support your blood sugar, you're not just eating, you're healing. If this message spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you care about. And if you want more guidance like this, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because your health journey isn't over. It's just getting started. And every step you take, no matter how small, is a step toward more strength, more clarity, and more life.